Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Gigi and this is a 15-minute warm-up for dancers. All you're going to need is your mat or a towel. So take a deep breath in and here we go. We're going to roll the shoulders back for 1, 2, 3 and 4. Nice deep bend in the knees and take it forward for 1, 2, 3 and 4. Nice job. And again, taking it back. Warming up through the shoulder joints and taking it forward. 3, 2 and 1. Good job. Okay, from here you're going to be taking a side reach up and over, round through the spine, coming into a bent knee and then coming round the other way. So all the way up and over, changing direction each time, opening up through the rib cage, soften through the knees as you come round. And one last time here. From here, we're going to be coming to the top of the mat. Take a nice deep plie, reach all the way up, bring the hands behind the back, clasp the hands and take a forward fold. You don't have to straighten out the knees straight away, it's your first forward fold, so just take a moment to come into those joints, come into the muscles. Breathe in, plie, and exhale, clasp the hands behind the back and fold all the way down. Taking those hands all the way behind you. Nice job. From here, we're taking a roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae, walk out to a plank position, take a press up or knees down, and then walking the hands all the way back up and roll back up through the spine. So a full body warm-up movement here. Warming the spine, warming the shoulders, prepping that strength ready for your show or your class. You've got 2 more here. And coming all the way up. And one last time, coming all the way down. We're actually going to stay down after this press up and come to our hands and knees. Nice job. So hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hip points here, and taking some wrist mobility. So just taking circles one way and then the other. You can move forward, back, side to side. We always forget to mobilize and stretch our wrists and our hands, but generally there will be some kind of floor work in a class or a show, so it's nice to just protect your upper body. Nice job. From here, taking cat-cow, so arching the spine and then rounding the spine. Inhale to arch and exhale to round. Really pulling navel towards spine. You're staying engaged throughout the movement. Let's get into mobilizing the core and the spine. So reaching the right leg back behind you and then the left hand out in front of you. Squeeze navel towards spine and then crunching opposite knee to opposite elbow. Crunch it in and reach out. So thinking length as you reach out and then strength as you crunch in. Keep that going really long through the fingers and through the toes. From here, taking it sideways, so you're taking an oblique crunch with that knee and the arm is crunching in on the other side. Nice job. Bend the knee and taking some hip circles, so drawing a circle with the knee one way and then the other. Trying to make sure that you don't take your entire body with you, staying nice and stable in the hands. Quick child pose whilst we transition, and then we're going to take all of that on the other side. So reaching your left leg back and your right arm forward. Really, really long through the body, navel towards spine. Inhale and exhale, crunch in. Really think about shoulder blades knitting together as you lengthen and then sliding away from each other as you crunch in. Pushing up and out of the shoulders so that you're not collapsing. Everything is super engaged. And then coming into that wonky table on the other side, engaging the obliques. Then nice and strong through that hand that's pulling down as well to engage the lats. Bend the knee, coming into those hip circles on the other side. You might feel that one side's a little crunchier than the other, so it's a nice opportunity to feel that out here. You'll know if there's any extra stretching you need to do after this warm-up based on the mobility in this session. And coming up into a downward facing dog, pushing the ground away and pedal through, bending one knee and then the other, really working through the muscles of the feet, opening up through the arches and the soles. And then reaching up through the toes and then pushing the heels down. Inhale to come high up onto the toes, and exhale, push the heels down. Keep that going twice more, and down, and once more, and pushing them all the way down. Gorgeous. From here, you're going to lift up your right leg into a three-legged dog, and exhale, bring that right foot through between the hands, really crunching up through that belly to get there. Inhale to lift the hands up to the sky, and exhale, open the chest. Inhale, lift, exhale, open. So we're getting a nice chest opener here, little mini back bend, and also stretching through the left hip flexor. Brilliant job. Hands come down, take it back to a half splits position, flexing the right toes towards the face, holding here for a couple of counts, and really lengthening through the spine. Feel that stretch in the belly of the hamstring. Inhale, roll forward to your low lunge, and exhale, take it back. See if you can do this entirely without hands touching the ground, really controlling, stabilizing those leg muscles. Keep that going. And then bringing the hands to the inside of the right foot, and then heel toeing the right foot outwards, coming into a lizard position, and a little bit of hip mobility here, creating circles with that knee. Hand comes onto the thigh rather than the kneecap, going in both directions. Good job. Bring the left hand down to the ground and then reaching the right arm up to the sky, and then reaching back for your left foot for a quad stretch. Really open out through the chest, shoulders away from the ears, and you can bring that foot closer in towards the bum to get more of a quad stretch, and away to get more of a chest opener. Coming back into your plank and your downward facing dog, we're taking all of that on the other side. So reaching the left leg all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, crunch that knee in towards the chest before taking it between the hands and lowering down the back knee. Inhale, reach up to the sky, and exhale, cactus. Inhale up, exhale, cactus. Inhale up, exhale, cactus. One more here, and cactus. A little bit more of a back bend each time, a little bit warmer with every movement that we do. Coming into that hamstring stretch with the toes flexed towards the face. Nice long spine looking towards your big toe, or maybe even past it. Couple of breaths here, and let's start rolling through that low lunge. Reach up nice and high to the sky, find length, find grace as you lengthen back into your half splits position, really finding control here, and that comes from squeezing the inner thighs towards each other, the navel coming towards the spine, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, and moving in a controlled manner. Coming to the inside of that left leg, heel toe, the heel out, coming into a lizard position, and find your hip mobility on this side. And then maybe taking those circles the other way. Coming into your spinal twist, so reaching the left hand all the way up to the sky, maybe lifting the back knee, and then bring the knee down and reach back for your foot. Again, same applies here. You can either really open it out and let that foot become heavy, or you can pull the foot closer in towards the butt to get a stronger quad stretch. Pulsing back and forth, maybe like I am. Bring the foot down and back to downward facing dog. Beautiful job, everybody. We're going to come down to our butts now, into a bit more hip mobility. So bring the hands together. You're going to drop the knees to one side, come up on the knees. You're going to push the hips forward, coming into a little hip flexor stretch. It's going to activate the glutes, opening externally and internally, rotating those hips and getting those joints ready for whatever you're going to be doing in today's activity, today's show. Getting that body really stable. Nice job. From here, we're coming into a side lunge. So first, taking your right leg out, kneecap faces up towards the sky, toes flex. You're going to come into this stretch and then bringing the bum down, pull yourself back up. So yes, we're stretching the groin, the inner thigh, but we're also strengthening. So I want you to think of pulling your pelvic muscles up and really strengthening through the quad. One more time here. And then taking it straight through to the other side, left leg goes into that stretch. So sitting down and pull it back up. And the aim here, of course, is to do this without hands, but if you struggle, that's totally okay. You can use the hands and you can build up to this. It's not as easy as it may seem. Beautiful job. From here, we're coming into a frog stretch to really get into those inner thighs. So hands come down, knees come down into a tabletop position, and then slowly start to separate as far as you feel comfortable. When you've got to a place where you can really feel that stretch, a stretch for the middle splits, for box splits, come down to your hands, your elbows, and start to pulse forward and back. So you're going towards the stretch and then away from the stretch. Really strongly externally rotating the hips here. I know this might not be comfortable for everybody. And then we're going to stop here and hold for a couple of breaths. Maybe you even take the head down to the ground depending on where you're at. And make sure that your knees are comfortable, so you may need to increase or decrease the angle, bringing the feet closer in or rotating them outwards a little bit more. Come back onto the hands and we're going to come onto the belly. You can do as I am and massaging out your hip flexors a little bit. I certainly needed to. Coming onto the belly, we're going to work on some back flexibility. So drag the hands in line with the rib cage, elbows pull in towards one another and ripple up to a back bend and back down. So always keeping engagement here throughout. You're keeping your navel pulling towards the spine. Head is going to come up last. And you can see that my arms are engaged the whole way throughout, so I never fully relax. Stop at the top for this one, taking some movement. Maybe you take that head further back, maybe you look over each shoulder. And then start to come halfway down, bring the hands off the ground, bit of back strengthening here, clasp the hands behind the back and then pull. You're pulling the shoulder blades together, you're pulling the chest higher off the ground, but keep the feet on the ground. Nice job. From here, coming into some spinal twists. So the right arm extends, the left hand stabilizes, taking the left foot up and over until you're in a full twist. And this is a nice stretch for the hip flexors too, the quads, as well as, of course, finding mobility through the spine. So perfect for a pre-show movement. Good job. From here, we're coming up to standing. Start to come and roll all the way up vertebrae by vertebrae. At this point, hopefully starting to feel much warmer. We're going to come into some leg swings, doesn't matter which side. Swinging the leg back and forth, and it's whatever you need, whether you need to flex or point the foot, whether you want to be in attitude, whether you want it to be straight. This is going to be very personal to whatever you're doing in your class or your show. Of course, we're focusing on flexibility, dynamic movement here. Good job, and simply turning to the other side. You can hold on to a bar or whatever you have available to you. If you're feeling a little bit more stable today, maybe you simply do it no hands. I work on a cruise ship, so I'm certainly not going to be doing that today. And we're going to finish off with some calf raises. So first coming into a turned out first position, we're going to go for 16 calf raises. 16 rises just to activate those calf muscles, squeeze the bum, knit the rib cage in towards one another, nice open chest and collarbones. Nice and high up onto that demi point and then holding here. Testing those legs. Good job, and then we're going to do exactly the same thing but in parallel, so 16 rises. Making sure those legs are nice and warm. And then again, holding and keeping that rise up as much as you can. Stabilize those ankles. And relax, let it go. And that's it, you are done. Have a great show, great class, great rehearsal, whatever it may be, and I'll see you in the next video.